I have a really bad sunburn.
Great.
Well, probably the worst in my life.
Worst in your life?
Yeah.
Well, we can start. Welcome everybody to The Downside. This is Gianmarco Soresi. For those of you just tuning in, I'm working on this at the very beginning for new people being like, this is an episode where we explore the downsides of life. If you're feeling negative, if you're tired of all the fake positivity out there, come here because we're going to be honest.
I call it false. Shit. I call it false positive.
False positive. Yeah, I agree. We got a lot of it.
Yeah.
Toxic positivity, false positive.
Yeah. So I'm here with my burnt co-host Russell Daniels.
Yes. Well, you can't see it.
Kareem, okay?
It's not on my face.
Great.
There we go.
There we go. Get this right.
It's my back.
Your back. Did you go to the beach?
So I went away. I went to a cabin for the weekend with some friends, and I'm not someone who takes off his shirt.
Where's the cabin at?
Good question. Auburn, New York. It's like 4 hours north of here.
Okay.
It's near the Finger Lakes.
You don't take your shirt off generally.
Don't find myself in a position where I am outside and it comes up like, oh, take your shirt off, Russell. So
who would do that though? Who would say, yo, take off your shirt, man?
Well, yeah, exactly. And so I'm not super comfortable. So it's like, but the opportunity presented itself. You're boating. We went to a swimming hole. And
hole.
Yeah, it was like perfect. It was like, like 3 to 4 feet of water. You park the boat. So you're just like out there, put on the music on the boat and you're swimming, you're having some drinks. And I was like, it's not that sunny out. And I never get sun on my back. So what's an hour? What's an hour? What's
Did you put on
what's
suntan
2 hours?
lotion?
So I did my face, my neck, my arms, but I didn't do it on my back. And it's been like 3 days now, and it's better, but it's hard to sleep at night. Like it's hard to be, I can't be on my back. I can't be on my side. I have to be fully face down sleeping. Yeah. I've never felt like this burned. Like
Is it itchy?
Yes, it was the first day and a half. It's less so now. It just is, it feels stiff and crunchy.
Tight, yeah.
Worst I ever did when I was in college, I went to a tanning booth. I'd never done it before. And I just stayed there the whole, like they said you could go on and off. I did the whole 15 minutes.
Do you put them things over on your eyes?
I had like the goggles, the little goggles for it. And man, I woke up the next day, I peeled off the bed. I peeled off the bed. I was so burnt. So I went to a beach this weekend. It was my girlfriend's birthday. And last birthday.
Which beach?
It was Rockaway, but we walked all the way to the nude.
You did to the nude part.
I didn't even know.
Jacob Reese is what it's called. You just walk further down.
Did you go nude?
There were kids there too.
You went nude in front of the children?
It was nude kids?
It's just tops. Yeah, there were kids. There were
nude
kids. Though. No, it's only tops.
So it's nude tops?
Like no one has
only
their
boobs.
dick out. It's only boobs, basically.
Oh,
only boobs.
That's a titty beach. Then. I don't call that nude.
Did a male pervert create that beach?
I brought my girlfriend to the titty beach for her birthday, and
that's the upside, baby.
yeah. I would have done it. I would have been game.
How did you know when you got
game to do what?
Did it say
go nude?
But you're not supposed to do that over there.
But yeah,
no, I didn't do that.
Did the sign?
I was ready.
Was there a sign that said no dicks? Like what happened? Like how did you know?
How
did you know the rules?
You take social cues from the lack of dicks around, kind of like
but
the rest of society.
But it could have been dicks. Maybe everyone was just like nervous about it.
Yeah.
Sure. Well, that's the thing. Who's going to be the first to do it?
Yeah.
And it wasn't going to be me.
Right.
But I was walking with my girlfriend, and the problem is we kept running into people I knew, comedy, old, like from Improv 101 class.
No.
So she'd get ready to take off her top, and they'd be like, Gianmarco! And it's like, going back on. It's done.
Close the blinds.
But I think I did it. Listen, I owe Tova, my girlfriend, a good birthday. The last birthday I did a show in the middle of the day. And I have I've heard about it a lot. The show that I did on her birthday. And this birthday I took it off.
Your pants off?
Well, later. But
during the show?
No. I did no shows. There were no shows.
Yeah.
What about you? You have a lady right now? Okay.
Oh.
You took that. It's you should have like
she might be watching.
No, you did like it happened 30 minutes ago.
Yo, that's
he was like texting your girl, like, "Hey, I'm doing this podcast," and she's like, "Bitch, we're over.
Yeah,
we're done."
It's the Rizzo cuzzo.
When you have a girlfriend though, do you have rule like do you take off the stand up, or are you like, baby, stand up's number one?
Stand up is always number one. I don't, as soon as they challenge it, they're in trouble. They don't, you know what I'm saying? They don't even know they're on the way out. So you start challenging comedy. Because comedy been here before you. Comedy's got me through a lot of different things. And comedy probably made me meet you. I met comedy through, I meet a lot of women, we meet a lot in this arena. So, if I met you through this and now you're trying to conduct it or control it or what I'm doing with it, I'm not, no, you got to go. You got to go.
Yeah.
They saw some comedian, oh shit, I'll remember his name in a second, but he said something about his wife. I said something like, do you talk to any dumb sluts after the show? And he's like, baby, that's how I met you. Don't disrespect your heritage. And it was so funny. I'll remember his name in a second, then I'll have to shout it out.
So all the rest of them are dumb. You was the brilliant one.
So I nailed the birthday, did well, did a big birthday dinner. We did an escape room.
But why did you get naked? I don't understand.
Why did I get naked?
Yeah.
Well, because you got to push yourself. You challenge yourself.
Wait. At the show, you got naked?
No, there's no show. You're conflating there was a nude beach, and then there were no shows.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, at some point on the nude beach, you got fully naked?
No. I was saying at the hotel later
that night. He got
romantic
later.
We made love, and I took...
Yeah.
When you have sex, do you go full nude?
Usually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like the skin, baby. Yeah, when you got clothes on, it seems like
that was Russell, by the way, who just
were
said
you,
skin to skin. If you're just
you were
listening.
just picturing me with a shirt on, shirt and socks. Like,
I can see shirts on. I like clothes. I like clothes to be out for like a little, and then like eventually. But I don't like it just straight off.
It feels like it's probably a hooker transaction, or what's this other thing? Or it feels like they're not committed. You know what I'm saying? If they don't take their clothes, you know what I'm saying? Or you don't take all your clothes. Well, I take my clothes off because I don't like to feel clothes on my skin if I'm having sex.
Sure. Yeah. I think there's something sexy about a boob out, one boob out. Mm-hmm. You couldn't wait.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You couldn't wait to get it off. Well, welcome our guest. He likes it fully nude. Yeah.
I like sex fully nude.
Please welcome stand-up comedian and actor Kareem Green. Welcome to the Downside. Now, to launch us into the music, can you say something negative, something shitty that's happened to you, something about life you don't like?
My broken ankle, baby.
This is the downside.
This is the downside, baby.
You're listening to The Downside.
The Downside.
With Gianmarco Soresi.
Now, what happened to your ankle?
I was actually Adderall. Let's start there. I took some Adderall, right? But I was like done with the Adderall. Done with the Adderall.
What's Adderall for again?
Attention, focus.
Yeah, I've always wanted to try it.
If you need it,
Oh, I need it. I need some focus.
A lot of comics have ADHD.
Yeah.
And when I discovered it, it was like about 2 years ago. But either way, I was taking Adderall, but it makes it harder for me to pee when I use Adderall. Yeah. So they gave me another thing that helps me pee, right? But they both have this thing on there that says don't operate heavy machinery, blah blah blah. So, but as I took the other one and I went to the Domino's and it kind of, I guess it kicked in. Because I was walking. I'm in New York. I walk fast, so I thought my blood was probably pumped through my body. And then by the time I was handing him my debit card, as I'm handing my debit card, I'm passing out like, no. I was like, and I swear to God, I was saying, no, Lord, because I thought it was over. You know what I'm saying? I thought that was it.
That poor cashier.
have you ever fainted before? This is your first time fainting.
That's why that was
scary.
Like, yes. And you're in public, even though you don't want to faint at home.
No,
nobody's
but
there to
it
help
is
you.
better.
Well, it's just the thought of later finding your body at home or finding your body in this little booth. The Domino's.
I don't want to faint in Domino's. I don't want to die in Domino's.
This is how big it is, though. I know. That's how, like, no, not here, Lord. But this is how big the Domino's is, like where you just give them your card and the bulletproof glass and all that.
Yeah.
And as I was passing out, I was like, no, Lord. But I caught myself at the end right before I fell all the way out. So I didn't pass out.
Got it.
But I guess all my weight went on that ankle and broke it.
You were probably the 30th person that day to pass out in a New York City Domino's.
It's an epidemic.
God, if you called me, you're like, Gianmarco, I'm at a Domino's. I need you to come pick me up. And did you know in that moment that it was because of the Adderall and the pee medication together? What's the pee medication called?
Oh, I don't know the name of none of this stuff because I don't know.
A whole medication just to pee.
But it just loosens up whatever the Adderall tightens up.
I see.
I think it's like not your bladder, but what is it? Your prostate or what's that other thing that's down there?
Urethra?
Prostate.
Right?
I don't think it was the urethra though.
No.
That word, horrifying word.
Because if I take Adderall too, it's kind of type, so it casts constipation too. Creates like for me, you know.
Oh my God.
So, but I'm not doing that shit.
You done with Adderall?
Yeah.
Was it?
If I broke my ankle, I'm like, no, I'm not. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not doing nothing.
Well, you were taking it just for everyday life Adderall?
No, for like focus. You know. To focus, to sit my ass down. You know how hard it is to, like. I write mainly on stage, but to try to sit down and write something is hard for me.
Yeah.
I'm always getting up, and I gotta go sit back down. I gotta talk to myself, sit back down, sit back down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I literally will be like, oh yeah, I need to put this in the garbage. You know what I'm saying? I just everything that I don't need to do right now, I'm gonna do right now. You know, so it's hard for me to sort of try to just stay and focus and get into a zone.
Yeah.
You know, I'm trying to work on my flow state, get into some flow states.
I get what you mean. I mean, you know, I sit down and write. I remember you. You remember you used to call me at LOL. Do you remember what your term was for me?
You was corporate.
Corporate.
But that wasn't because of the writing.
That was because of the writing.
That wasn't because of the writing.
It wasn't because of the writing. It was because of my general demeanor. At LOL, maybe I'm corporate. In the real life, I'm not corporate at all.
He was snitching.
What are you talking
in the
about?
back office.
What were you
I did not snitch about anything.
Hey, you brought it up.
What did I snitch about? Did I snitch about something?
I don't know. It wasn't nothing. I was just messing with you.
Oh, you snitched about something.
I didn't snitch about anything.
It was nothing to snitch.
It was nothing to snitch. What? Hey, are you not getting paid either right now? Hey, every comic here is complaining about this place.
The mic ain't working for you, dude. That's what it was. But no, it was just, I think it was something something he said or did that was probably along the lines of the club. And I was
you know
like,
what I think it was? I'm
you
going to go out there is because I was probably hosting. And so I said, Kareem, you it's a 15-minute set. You did 55 minutes tonight. And you were like, whoa, corporate over here. And I'm like, I just want to go home.
That
please.
was not it.
Could've
That
been
was
that.
not it.
Could have been the car stickers you have on your laptop.
No,
Seemed very corporate.
I remember one day, though, I gave you the like, Kareem, and you came off and you were like, I did 25 minutes up there. And I was like, yeah, motherfucker, it's 1 a.m.
But the thing is, though, this is what you got to understand. I only do extra time is when they make me do extra time.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? You know how they go.
Yeah,
I don't know. They'll leave you up there. You think you're about to do 15, and you have your 15 kind of in your head, and then you don't even have your 15, but you know you 15. You're like, hey man,
You feel it. You come off and you're like, was that longer? Because
Right.
you feel it.
Yes.
I feel that.
Oh,
Yeah,
they
she'd be like, I
they're
should be
supposed to
gone
give
by
you the
now.
light and they don't.
Yeah,
So-
because they want to sell more drinks.
Yeah,
and they
yeah,
keep
yeah.
bringing people in.
Or the
Gotcha.
credit card machine is broken.
Yes,
Lots.
And
A lot of time.
Oh, there's an argument for them not giving people back their credit card.
Man, I closed out a show there the other day. You
Oh,
been
you
to the
still
new
go
one?
there? Oh no.
Oh yeah, that's my
no.
that's my
Toxic.
lab. Every comic who comes on this show goes, what
They
the fuck are you
really-
doing there?
yeah.
And I go, it's the place I get to do what I do.
You got the right idea.
I do it.
Because people used to be like, "Yo, you going to LOL?" I like, for one, if you don't get it, this place has people from all over the world coming here. So you're playing for the world. When you play in these clubs over here, most of the time you get some tourists kind of, but you mainly getting city people.
Yeah.
But if you're getting the whole world in front of you now, to me, that's a different gauge of your humor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So as long as you don't turn into one of them road comic hackies.
For sure.
You know
But that's not gonna. That's only
probably-
gonna happen if you get lazy.
Yeah, that
you know?
happens if that's who you are.
Sure, I agree. That can happen to you anywhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was there the other day. Oh, they were dropping checks. I was closing out the show. But and they're not supposed to drop checks. They have the check spot for that. But they were dropping checks on the close my spot.
Right.
And I will never forget when Kenny Ortega, may he rest in peace. I remember he was closing out a show once, and they dropped checks on him, and he walked.
Oh yeah.
He walked right away.
Soon as they dropped the checks, he's like, "All right, y'all, good night."
And he should have. He had been there a very long time.
Yeah, he got enough
There comes a
cash here to
level
do
where
that.
you gotta
Push back.
stand up for yourself.
Yeah.
But that's
A
why
little
I'm
bit.
not really there. I just like, I've done what I can do here.
For sure.
And it's going in reverse. Because you do, at a certain point, when things get, like you could put up with some nonsense, but after a certain point, it starts, your growth starts to go backwards.
For sure.
Or you start, you know what I'm saying? Or you start to stunt yourself. Or you go there and you're not even growing because you're so frustrated by what they're doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now it's just like, and they were doing dumb things. Like they put the stage up high, and then the mic is
The mic never works.
The
My
mic doesn't
God,
work.
the mic never works.
And then when I don't use the mic, he was like, "No, you have to use it." I was like,
Well, you went through a
killing
phase.
me.
You went through a phase that you were standing off the stage.
Yeah, I was getting off the stage. Yes, I wouldn't even get on the stage. Yeah,
And then I'd have to come up after it. I look like such a nerd. Like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I'm gonna go back on
I'm
the
gonna
fucking
use
stage.
the
I'm gonna
stage.
use the stage."
Look at corporate. It's corporate.
That's corporate.
Corporate. Look at him doing what the man say.
Now I want to hear all about your life, but I do want to repeat, and I've told the story once in this, and I've talked to you before about the woman, the bit that you had where you act out getting shot. That story. Remember, I've told you the story before where. Just to recount it.
Like not me getting. Well, it's about men having to risk their lives, or women expecting you to die for them, basically.
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
And in return, what did you say they should do?
Not should do. What
It would be nice if they did.
No. What they offer you in return. What they offer you in return. I'm glad you got me here to tell this properly. It's clear that you just, but either way, they offer you in return sex. Women's offer for whatever you do, they feel like you're equal as long as they gave you sex. You know what I'm saying? No matter what, like, so you could save their lives.
It was a specific kind of sex, I think, in the bed at least.
No. But that's what we do to get back to get prepared. Yeah.
So all I know is Kareem was like working this bit. And I say it when I bring up the story here. You're an incredible comic.
Thank you.
And all
As
I know,
you are too, man.
Thank you. And I was in the bar area, and some comic had just done checks, and they did a bit about living in Astoria, and they said, "Oh, someone got murdered, and so some of the prices went down." And they were like, "Oh, I thought about buying a gun and shooting it in the air so people would think there's more murders, and my rent would continue to go down."
Yeah.
So he left. You went up on stage. As he's in the bar hanging out, this woman comes out and she says, "I'm, so funny. My daughter died in the Las Vegas shootings, and
Oh my God.
it's just something you might want to think about when you joke about guns."
So we should think about your daughter.
And so, and then she has a postcard, and I guess she has many of these in her purse, and it's pictures of her now deceased daughter at different ages of her life, the yearbook photo, baby photo. It says,
my
"Here, I
God.
want you to have this." And this comic is not like a super warm friendly guy. He's like, no, that's okay.
So
I don't want
he's
it.
on stage.
Wait, he just started.
Okay.
And I'm hosting the show. And I just know that like this week, Kareem was like working on this bit. And there was a long act out of getting shot in slow motion. And I knew it was going to happen. And she went back inside, and I didn't even go inside. I just wanted to sit.
Gianmarco, you could have prevented her
You
from
wanted
the
to
back
watch
of the
the
room.
chaos.
You could have just said, "Hey, he if you didn't like that, maybe we'll hold off for a minute."
Yeah, let me talk to you for. Tell me more about your daughter. That's what I'd like. And she went back in, and sure enough, within 4 minutes later, she comes storming out, and her husband's like, "Baby, it's okay, let's go." But she wants to talk to Roy, the manager, and this manager, you couldn't get money back from him if you had a gun.
Yeah.
And it was just it was a really incredible walkout moment.
Well, it's a tall order to go to a comedy show in America and now and be like, can't mention guns.
Can't mention guns.
Do you know what I mean?
sorry.
Like, it's something that we're all kind of.
And the funny thing is, I'm oblivious to all this until he told me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm oblivious.
You
to
could have
this.
lived your life not knowing about
but
that.
also, I'm glad because I feel for her and what happened to her. That's
Yeah.
sad. That's messed up. But you can't be putting your issues on other people, man. That's
No.
not cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to art. We're not because honestly, what we do is literally. We talk about what's happening in the world to make light of it so you can have another perspective of it. But some people want to stay in that place, right? They want to stay in that hurt place. So they refuse to, just absorb something else and release it and help release it. Or even if you don't release it, you can at least look at it in a different perspective and go, at some point,
Yeah.
But they don't, they want to stay in that place and they want you to go in that place with them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that's just not healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a strange. But it sucks.
Yeah.
For her.
Yeah, I mean, there's a
I
lot
told
of
her
TV, movies, like comedy shows. It's gonna be tall. It's just tough to.
And I told a DC sniper joke once in Connecticut. I don't even remember where it was in Connecticut until
was
after
it
the show.
like
This woman
Sandy
came up,
Hook?
tears in her eyes, and said, "Just so you know, I think the reason that joke didn't do well is because you're in Newtown, Connecticut."
Oh.
And I was like, "Oh fuck."
What happened?
Because Newtown, that
Because
was
the Sandy Hook.
the first
With the
young
the
kids,
kids were killed
shooting.
in Sandy Hook
Sandy Hook,
in Newtown.
Oh, Sandy Hook was Connecticut?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I had no idea.
And I'm like, listen, at this point, every city in America is going to have a shooting to their name.
Yeah.
So, I got to tell this joke somewhere.
Yeah.
What am I going to go to overseas where there's less shootings to make the joke?
Right.
You got to do whistle blowing jokes. You're like in England. You're like, I've gotten whistled down before.
So let's talk about your life. I know you grew up in what do you say, Brooklyn, Queens?
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. I listened to a pre-interview.
Brooklyn Queens. Oh, did you?
Yeah. I did my
thought
research.
you read my bio.
Yeah.
Brooklyn, Queens, New York. Because New York. Because I grew up in from let's just say from 4 to 9 I was in Brooklyn. Then from 1 to 4 I was in Brooklyn, and then from 4 to 9 I was in Queensbridge. So Brooklyn, then Queensbridge, and then foster homes. And then but the foster homes I was always either in Brooklyn or in Queens. That's why I always say Brooklyn, Queens. I'm not just from one place.
What age did you get into the foster homes?
9.
9.
Yeah.
Because we had Monroe Martin on.
Yeah.
And he was saying, how wonderful that whole foster home system is.
Yeah.
And how lovely it is.
But he's Philly, so his is a Philly. I was New York.
Okay. So why did you go into foster homes?
My mom's was an alcoholic, and she used to run the streets. And they gave it a choice. They're like, you gotta look at these. You gotta either take care of these kids, or you gotta, what you gonna do? Or
What do you mean run the streets? What do you mean when you say that?
A street person. A street person, like somebody who's just out in the streets all the time. Always like, go outside right now, and you'll see a bunch of people who's just always in the street.
Yeah.
They either drinking, talking, chopping up, just street person. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, we are doing this. They're in the street. You know what I'm saying? And when
You
you're
think
doing
they're talking shit about us outstage? There's the podcast people.
The podcast
And there's the street people.
Yeah.
and when we're on stage or doing something else, they're in the streets.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's their hangout spot. Kind of like job, kind of socialization, So they always in the streets running around. So either way, she was a street person. And she basically chose the streets,
Who came? Who told her, like, hey, Kareem's just running around?
I wasn't running around. I was a kid, and me and my little brother, my older brothers went to a foster home already. And then when it came to us, they said, you want to go live with your brother? I was like, yeah. I'm excited. I'm like 9 years old, whatever. But I'm thinking there's like, well, you're going to live with him, but you're going to live like just 10 minutes away. But at 9, I'm thinking 10 minutes away is walking. They meant 10 minutes driving.
Yeah.
So, they wasn't really 10 minutes away.
Were you sad to leave your mom, or was it just like, was she just not in the picture?
Yeah, she was in and out, I was sad to leave my family. It's familiar, the stuff. But we were poor, right? So it was familiar. But when you're young, to me, when you're young, I don't think poor is as bad as when you poor, like older, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I didn't know how poor. We ate, and we went out, we played, we went to school, we had some clothes. It was basic to me. And everybody, Dave Chappelle got this great joke where he talks about it's different when you live and everyone else is poor, but when you're the only poor one, it's different in the neighborhood. You're the only poor one. Like because he lived in a good neighborhood, but his family was the only poor one in that. But the neighborhood I lived in, everybody was poor, so it doesn't seem poor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Remember the first time you realized you were poor?
I probably wasn't living there. I was just probably in a foster home and just thinking about my life, and I was like, man, we used to eat beans all the time, and I never really made it clear. I was like, why are we eating beans all the time? We had other stuff too, but I felt like there was more beans. Than,
So you're 9 years old, and is it the police, or does the child protective services? Like, who is the one that says, hey, come with us?
Well, I think my uncle and my aunt was like, because that's who we was living. First we lived with my grandparents. And then we went and lived with my aunt, because they lived in the same, they like a block away or whatever, same neighborhood, Queensbridge. So my grandparents lived on 10th Street. That's where when we first moved to Queens. But my mom's, me and my brother used to be there, but she's just always out, right? So then my cousins lived across the street with my aunt, and we all the same age, you play, so we had fun over there. And then I want to live with Auntie Sandra, so we want to live there. So we ended up living over there. And then after a while living over there, it was just like, you got to do something, because you're not looking after these children.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
So, at some point they told it to me like, you want to go live with your brothers or whatever it is. I wasn't familiar with what foster care was or none of that, and I thought I was going to live with my brothers or whatever. But that wasn't the case. We ended up just living. I remember the first one. I lived with this lady, and it was just, I'm from the city. I'm from the city, so now I'm up in Long Island, deep in Long Island.
Oh,
It's like woodsy. It's it's quiet. It's dark.
yeah.
And I'm like, I'm just nervous. I'm just,
You're 9. I mean, that's so young.
I don't know this lady. Who the hell is this lady?
Yeah.
Was she like? Was she nice? Was she sweet? Do you remember how she introduced herself? Or?
She wasn't mean or nothing. But she wasn't sweet. She wasn't mean. She was just like, I don't know what's the word that you call it. She's kind of just there. Yeah, you want something to eat? Basically.
Yeah.
9.
It wasn't
if
like,
I had a
hey,
9-year-old, like there'd be toys. I'd be bribing that kid right out the gate. I'd be like,
Yeah.
here's some presents.
just a room,
Here's some French fries.
cold
Yeah.
bed.
Well, it's a very specific thing to want to go into being a foster
I
parent.
didn't want to. Be
like,
a parent.
Not
Oh,
you.
yeah, yeah.
No, like the people that, because you're like, they could be taken away, they could be placed somewhere. It just is like, it seems like it would be, I don't know, like a hard thing to want to do, because then you're like,
Oh, it's
you-
money.
yeah.
It's
How
all
much
about
money?
I don't know how much they really make.
And is it really enough to take care of a kid? That's a lot.
Well, if you cut corners, then you're probably making it. You know what I mean?
What,
Like,
though? 300?
No.
Skimming 300 off the top?
But back then, that was passive income.
That's what all those
Foster
passive
children
income
were
ads
passive
are.
income.
If you ever click on them,
Yeah.
like, foster kids.
For real, and you get a certain amount for kids, but then you get more depending if they got problems, like mental problems or highly
oh God.
high behavioral issues.
Yeah.
So if a regular kid, me, I'd probably be regular base price, but someone who probably got to take medicine or acts up a lot, they probably get more money for them.
Some
You know,
kid
they
who
do
needs
get more money for that.
Adderall and P medication. I mean, now you'd be worth a lot to take care of.
I know. I'm top of the market right now.
So how long did you stay with that? Like how many, like Monroe told us so many different, I think it was like 14 homes or something. Like what was your run?
I lost count.
Oh my God.
I lost count. And sometimes I'd be in a foster home, and if they go on vacation or go somewhere, go do something, we would have to go to another foster home till they come back. So now I had to go to like I don't know what you call it, like a foster home rest stop until they come back.
So they never seemed,
So you never become family. You're not family. You're not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
and that's like their goal? Like, does anyone foster and then adopt? Does that ever happen?
Yeah, of course. You know.
It just sounds, so
But
you go on
that just wasn't
vacation.
our situation. That just wasn't my situation or Marone's situation. I think theirs was, and I don't think we was up for adoption. You got to be like in a bracket, I guess, to want to do that.
Yeah.
And we wasn't up for adoption. Plus, we moved different places. We moved a lot. I moved a lot of different places. So there was, and the older you get, the less. It's like women, you supposedly lose value.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
You were
people
saying that earlier about your wife.
In a sense,
Yep.
in a sense, it's just like, because the older you get, the less, the harder it is to control you.
Yeah.
You're becoming, you're older, you're a little more frustrated, you're a kid, so teenagers and coming up in that area, that's why they like kids that are younger. They listen, they're easier to mold.
Yeah.
They don't know shit.
Yeah.
They don't, how much are they going to miss their parents if they really never knew their parents,
Yeah.
or family, you know what I'm saying?
What is, so you're moving all these foster homes. Do you get to see your brother once a week? You ever see him?
Nah, we didn't get to see them hardly ever. No.
How are you handling it? Do you remember being sad? Like, what do you remember from that
I used to
time?
cry every night.
Uh-huh.
I mean, at a new foster home, every time I go to a new foster
Yeah.
home, I'd cry the first night.
Yeah.
And you're moving
I'm
schools a
around
lot
strangers,
too, right?
huh?
You're moving schools a lot too, right? So you're
Oh, yeah.
So you're not even getting a base of friends of like no, you're
I
like
think about that now though too. I'm like, I don't got no childhood friends.
yeah.
Because I never stayed nowhere long enough to build. I do have one from like one of the closer to the last 2 foster homes I was in. And that one was in Long Island. And I've developed a good friendship with the neighbor, because we was living in Lindenhurst, like all white town in Long Island, Suffolk, and we were the only blacks. So he was, and my foster parents had they owned his home. They owned that home, so they was renting that home to them. So we ended up becoming friends or whatever it is. and we're still cool now. You know
Oh,
what I'm saying?
That's nice.
real
Were
cool.
most of the foster families white?
No, none of them.
None of them.
No.
Just this.
I never lived with no white postman. I only lived with white people when I went to Fresh Air Fund. But that's when I was back living. When I lived in Queensbridge, I was with my family. Like in the summertime, y'all know if y'all know what Fresh Air Fund is.
No.
Summertime, you take people from urban environments, take them up to maybe Pennsylvania, somewhere where that place you said where the lakes is at, and all that.
Yeah.
And just give them a different look at life. And it's just like it's kind of like camp, but not. You know what I'm saying? So they take people. It's called Fresh Air Fund. They take kids from urban places, bring them into those places, and you be there for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And just hang out.
Did you? So this program goes on until you're 18. Is that basically like how it works?
What,
like,
Fresh Air Fund?
No.
Oh,
I mean
foster
the whole foster care.
Foster
program.
care, it lasts 18 you can go, but you can probably stay until 21. But it depends on the type of like the relationship you have with the family. If you want to leave, you leave. If you want to stay, you can stay and max out to 21. 21 is the max.
Were there any nightmare families along the way?
Not families, but nightmare person. I had one dude with a dead eye. That guy was scary.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God.
And he used to beat me. Not beat
Really?
me. He used to go, like he'll go, he go, yo, bring me the paper. I go get the paper. It's 2 papers there. It's a newspaper, and then there's a circular. I didn't know which paper. I just brought the paper. Bring back the paper. He was like, did I see this paper? He said the paper. Bah!
A punch.
Yeah.
And even with the one eye, he was able to hit.
He was
Right on target.
He was scary.
Yeah.
And I wasn't even in my teens really yet, I think. I wasn't really even in my teens. I wasn't really hardly even in my teens. If I was, I doubt it. So I was between 9 and 11,
Mm-hmm.
somewhere around there. I would give it around, I would say 9 and 10, yeah. So, and he was like big, like you know what I'm saying, 6 better bald head. Let me see who he looked
My
like.
stepfather.
You know who he looked like? He looked like fucking the Avengers. What's his name? Mr.
Big bald?
No, the Avenger, the guy who puts them together. Samuel Jackson.
Oh, Samuel Jackson.
Oh,
Yeah.
He looked like him. He looked like him.
Wow.
Not exactly like him, but with the dead eye, with the glass eye.
Yeah.
He didn't have a patch. You had to look at the glass.
And did you ever see your mom during any of this? Did she ever stop by?
No. She didn't know. The only time if I would see her is when I would go back to the neighborhood.
And you would do that on your own accord? You'd just be like, I want to go back?
No, you get visits. You go get visits.
Yeah.
You have visits, but the visits normally we go to a place and visit. Like is this and the foster agency I was with was called Little Flower, and it's downtown Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
So we'd all go down there, and we'd meet people. And we'd meet our family. Our family, that's our visitation. And I don't remember her showing up too much, or at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes sometimes nobody showed up. That was hard.
Yeah.
So you'd go, it'd be visitation day.
Nobody's there.
Oh man.
Oh, man. And all the other kids are with their parents?
Mm-hmm.
That's
the real
That's
one. That's
brutal.
the tough. That's the toughest. One of the tough ones. One time I went down there and there was some people. Were they there? I don't even know. But I knew how to get on the train. So I got on the train and I went to Queensbridge. Even though I was on a visit, I was supposed to be there. They were like, "What you doing?" I was like, "I wanted to come see my family." So I just got on the train.
When did your mom pass away?
When I was 14.
You're 14.
Mm-hmm.
Did you go to the funeral?
Yeah.
How did you feel?
I was hurt, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Everybody, I would think anybody would hurt if their moms died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember when the last time you talked to her? It just seems like she was so not present in your life.
She was an alcoholic,
Yeah.
but
Did she die related to that, or was it something else?
she had like pneumonia.
Mm.
She had pneumonia. I think she had one lung because she had years ago, she got stabbed. And
Fuck.
so she had one lung. I don't know a lot about my mom because as I said, I went to foster homes at 9.
Yeah.
I only had really 4 years with her.
Yeah.
Kind of like,
Yeah.
and make that 2 because the first 2 years of your life or 3, you don't really know shit. You're just a
Yeah.
kid.
Yeah.
So maybe I would say maybe 3 to 4, I knew her. And then when we moved to Queensbridge, it's just she was there, but not all the time. Like, you know what I'm saying? In and out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, but she was there. She come home, spend the night. whatever. You know, if I act up in school, her ass show up in school.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I used to act up, right? And in school, you normally have these little windows. You know that little window that you for the door.
Yeah.
And I was just running around doing whatever I was doing. You know what I'm saying? Because at some point as a kid, you'd be like, they can't do nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? You'd be like, and that's the thing I think that makes me a comic, the rebel in me. Like, y'all can't do nothing. Y'all can't, you know, so I do the fuck I want here. So I'm running around doing whatever I'm doing. Sit down, Kareem, blah, 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 whatever. And then one day I seen, and you know, I was being so bad that I had to get a progress report every day. Every day. And then sometimes I'll be like, and one time I'll be like, come on, just give me a good one this time. I promise I'll be good tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? I'll be good, you know what I'm saying? So he just hooked me up with this one. You know what I'm saying? So but then the next day I was fucking bad again. So I couldn't even, you know, hold up to my problem. So either way, I guess the word got back to us, you know, because people, you know, they call your house, all that shit. So one day I'm running around in class and I look, and she was at the door. And outside though. Look, this is
looking through the window.
This is all I saw right here. Like, oh shit. They open the door, go outside, talk, you know. Well, not talk. She whipped my ass in the hallway. And then I go back inside and just live a
Wow.
Yeah.
Get ass whooped by your mom in the hallway.
In the hallway. Nobody was out there, but I know they heard the screams.
Yeah. Oh my.
I know this is. I always, when you say whipped your ass, are we talking spanking? Are we just talking smacking?
I don't know what a spanking is. Just whip your
Punching?
ass, like pull out a belt. But no, they never
right there.
They never beat you. They never like no one. I mean, that's beating you down. Like that's different. To me, a belt is just that's normal.
A belt on just the back.
People getting normal. No, I don't know. They hit you wherever the fuck it hit you.
Yeah.
Nobody be like, oh, they'll go. You know, turn around, turn, and you know, they want that butt. They always want your butt.
Yeah.
They want that butt.
And it hurt. She was swinging.
Whap, whap. You know what I'm saying? They try to get the butt, and you trying not to let them get the butt, but then everything else is going to get hit.
Yeah.
So you're like, ah, okay, no. You don't. You try to grab the belt, but you don't turn the butt. So.
Yeah.
Did you ever get beat?
No.
Do you think it's, if you had kids now, would you?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. Matter of fact, I would not, not like they did, but a special occasion, I whip that ass. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
You made it sound good on a special occasion.
You made it sound like, well, on July 4th.
Yeah. No,
I'll give him an ass whooping.
Well, the ass whipping, is this the same way I am in real life? It's like, there's a certain level that's like, okay, you got to get your ass whipped. You know what I'm saying? That's just where I'm at with it. Like, even, like, see if me and you was going through something, right? You could probably do a little smarky shit or whatever.
Yeah. Corporate.
You was doing something to me, and I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna let you're gonna get a few things sliding. I'm gonna let a few things. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let a few things slide, certain amount of things slide. But if you do, there's a certain line.
Yeah.
That I'm gonna be like, we gotta fight. That's it.
Yeah.
We gotta fight. That's it. You know what I'm saying? There's no negotiating. There's no whatever, because all that other shit is that thing of like taking kindness for weakness.
Mm-hmm.
And I call it activated. You don't want me to get activated. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you don't want and that's the problem. You let people slide a lot, and they think you're soft, or they think that's not. They don't think it can go that far. Or can go there. So if it gets to a certain point, I whip that ass.
Sure. I don't think I ever could, but I also understand when kids are out of control and you're like, someone do something.
But I think that's why I'm not talking about all white people, but a good amount is y'all don't have.
You can say anything about white people. You're not going to get in trouble for it.
No, I ain't worried about that shit. I just don't want to be saying shit I don't know.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? I don't like to.
I know what you mean in terms of it's like no discipline is not necessarily the solution.
Yeah, spare the rod. What they say? Spare the rods. No, use the rod, spare the child. You ever heard that shit? It's like in the Bible or something. It's like you. Basically, if you don't discipline your kid, they're school shooters.
Yeah. I heard there's some comic who talks about timeout, where it's like you just give them time to be with their fucked up thoughts. Like that was what my parents did. We would do timeout, stare at the wall.
I remember.
But what if you don't do that though? I mean, what if they do timeout and timeout not working? If they do all this other shit and it's not working, at some point you got to whip that ass because they don't. You got to whip that ass. You gotta whip that ass because you need to they need to understand that this is this can happen. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like kids, not just white kids, but especially the new kids today.
Social media, there's a degree of like saying shit, and it's like, you can't just, you're going to get hit. You say that in real life.
Right? Yeah, thank you. And that's the problem.
Yes,
the
there's no consequences to that.
Yes, parents don't give them the full gamut of what life really is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because if you go out on the street and act that way, you may die.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Someone may kill your ass because you don't have the proper, you wasn't raised well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You was raised nicely, but not well. When I say well, that means you, I ain't saying just beat your kids, but like say if your kid do some shit in school and then come home and then you be like, I'm gonna take your phone or whatever, and you're be like, so whatever. Oh really?
Yeah.
So you're gonna just take my phone for a week? So that's, you need to ask whipping.
Yeah.
You know why? Because you need to know this shit can go bad.
Yeah.
And if you don't have that, you have no lines to cross.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You be like, oh, this is, you don't have no barriers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why some kids go over bridges and throw turkeys over the fucking thing. Frozen turkey. You ever seen frozen turkeys?
No, wait, no, I haven't heard this at all.
Yeah.
Wait, well, why did
you need to look up your white history. Wait.
It's part of my heritage.
White people do a lot of egregious, like, in
Definitely.
as
But
kids.
what
definitely,
specifically with the frozen turkeys?
But the difference between, say, and this doesn't make it, I don't make
Wait, Kareem,
excuses.
tell us what's called the turkey thing first.
Oh,
I can't
no,
leave.
that was in the news.
But what did they do?
But what
They
happened?
threw frozen turkeys over the highway onto people's cars.
They bought them and then did that?
It just ruined people's cars.
Most likely. Most likely.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I had not heard
Fuck
that.
their cars. You would die. Somebody throw
Sure.
a frozen turkey
Yeah.
through your window.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
If my kid did that, I could see that being like a line I didn't know would be crossed.
but would you beat them then? If you
I think
Well,
so.
you turn them into the police, right? No.
No,
Well,
I would never snitch on my kids.
well, the police will probably they'd probably get caught somehow.
yeah.
But the thing is, it ain't even about the police. I'm like, after that, would you say, okay, you got to get your ass whipped, or you gonna be like, time out for you, sir? You killed people. You know what I'm saying?
I know my nephew. My nephew
you
told me
almost killed people.
My nephew told me one time that the worst thing that they could their punishment in their classroom was the thinking chair, and I always thought that's so shitty because you're like, thinking's a good thing, like, so to label it as the thinking chair is like kind of shitty. Like you're like, also it's not it's not
Dude,
really
is it like
a
a dunce?
punishment.
They have to look in the corner, or
No,
they
I think you just sit in this like chair, like probably at the front. I don't know if there's a shame thing. It's probably in the back
Well,
of the
there
room.
was the
No
dunce
one
cap.
passes
that's
you.
what I was thinking. That's kind of like the
dunce
dunce.
cap.
Just sit
Yeah.
in an area to quiet and because you're the bad person and that you deal with your guilt and your feelings when you do that, whatever it is.
I do think this
That's
thing
kinda
about
like detention.
shame. I like that punishment. Sometimes courts do it too, where it's like, if you got caught drinking and driving, they'll make you walk the street with a sign that's like, I drank and drive like a loser. Don't be like me. There's something about
who
shame
used
is
to do
very
that?
effective.
like the scarlet letter kind
And basically,
of
that's a
punishment.
Scarlet Letter
Yeah.
situation.
I like that. I would operate. I think I would be a shame based.
So if your kid throws turkeys over the thing,
Okay.
You're gonna make them wear a billboard that says,
Billboard,
"I throw a
I
frozen
throw
turkey
turkeys
that
over
killed
the-
people."
Okay, so let's that scenario.
that
So,
destroy people's property.
all right, so you found out your son.
Yeah.
No. What are you
What are
gonna
you gonna
do
do?
these kids if you do that?
If it's my son, how old is he?
That you choose. I
Old
don't know.
enough to pick up
A turkey. Old enough to lift the turkey over the goddamn over the banister, over the overpass.
Definitely-
never mind.
that phone. I'm taking that phone away for sure.
You said enough because it's taking you too long to do this shit. You said enough.
Okay.
Your kids are gonna murder people. Look, go ahead.
Okay.
Continue.
Well, I
He's
would
raising some school shooters.
My
I just want
kids
you to
would
know
have been
that.
aborted because I'm not having kids. So
Oh, okay.
Not even gonna be
You're doing a late
situation.
term abortion.
You know what?
Wait,
Yeah.
hold up. No. Not all these shooters necessarily. Some of these shooters, I think, were beaten pretty regularly. I don't know if we can take the most extreme example.
I
But
think that some of them. I think
Most
some
of them are white.
Some of them are. I think some of them are abused. Right.
Sure.
But but the one, I think a large amount of them aren't, and the abuse that they do get is probably some non-acceptance at school, and that's why they go there.
But that's what I'm gonna.
and
I'm
that's
gonna
not
be
really abuse. That's just like school. It's school. It's like kids like, you ugly, whatever the fuck happened. You got a big nose, whatever. Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
so
yeah.
sorry.
I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be nihilistic and just say that these kids that are fucked up are gonna be fucked up, whether I hit them, whether I make them meditate.
No, I don't. That's not that. See, this is the sad part. This is the sad part right now. When I talk to white people, it's like you don't like to own nothing.
Well, that's not true. I think that's one of our problems is we like to
own everybody else's shit but your own. That's boom. That's the perfect. You like to own everybody else's shit but your own. And just for me talking,
well, it's out of our hands.
Just me talking to him about a kid throwing a frozen turkey. He was having problems with disciplining his kid. You like at what level?
I've never hit anyone in my life. I don't even know what I do.
No, I know it is
hard.
hard. It is hard. I agree with you. It's not a natural thing for me, but I can see what you're saying, and I don't know what the answer. I don't know, but it is.
If I took off a belt, I don't even know what. I'd probably hurt myself by accident swinging this thing around.
What would you think would be the proper type of?
I'll tell you.
Discipline for that.
It would be like I would take away shit. No going out. No phones. No Wi-Fi. I think that'll make him go nuts.
Probably some chores.
I mean, they're gonna.
Wait, so they killed someone. They didn't kill someone.
Hold on. And this is what it is. He's giving him a regular punishment for an atrocious, a fucking atrocious act. You know what I'm saying? He's getting. This is literally what white privilege is.
Yeah.
Not trying to bring it there, but this is what white privilege is in the world. Like you know the guy who went in and shot like the 10 people at the grocery store, who killed 10 people in the grocery store.
Yeah.
They're talking about charging him with one murder. That's you.
No, what the fuck?
That's you.
What the fuck? I would beat him for sure.
But that you don't. That,
You'd be like, no more buying frozen turkeys for you, young man.
I can respect. I understand you never beat nobody, and that's tough. But at the same time, it's just like, where do you draw the line? Like, this is not acceptable. Like, you know what I'm saying? They need to know this is highly not acceptable. There's certain things, there's a lot of shit you can get away with. But that, you took your privileged turkey. People don't even got turkeys to eat. You overtake the fucking turkey. You got spare turkeys. You throw like spare turkeys.
I could see getting so enraged, I would slap my kid. Oh! I could see a slap.
I don't know. That sounds like abuse.
What the fuck?
No, because a beating on the butt is, butt and leg. That's what I'm saying. But slapping that's different, right?
Yeah.
If
what the? How did I get on the other end of this so quickly?
Slapping is insulting. You know what I'm saying? Slaps are insulting. Slaps are never punishment. Whipping your ass on your butt cheeks just to let you know, I want your butt to hurt, so you'll remind you that you don't do this. But also, I want you to know I do love you.
But do we do something? Do we get the authorities involved if they're not involved?
Oh no, no, we don't. If you don't, I mean, you don't. Well,
that's white privilege.
I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. No one should. I wouldn't try to tell my kid.
No.
I'll beat that ass, but I ain't gonna whip your ass and then send you to, put you into a system that, you know what I'm saying? Now you got to deal with that shit on a whole nother level. Because now the world got it. Now you're dealing with the world. Because
I don't trust the world.
Yeah. You don't, because they're unforgiving. Everyone's very unforgiving when it comes to other people.
Yeah. So 18, you leave the foster care system?
21.
Mm-hmm. And
got me an apartment. Joined the military.
Really?
Left the military.
How long were you in the military?
Never went. Yeah. I sold drugs in between.
So the sign up, you saw, like, how you were you selling drugs when you signed up, or you? I was signed up then.
I believe I was. This would happen. I think I was selling drugs. I tried to sell drugs. I have that in my material too.
Were you good?
No. In the material, I'll tell you that's I say I tried to sell drugs. I said it didn't work out. I said, because how you feel when you can't do the wrong thing right. I sucked at it. I couldn't do the wrong thing right. So basically, I was too nervous. That just wasn't, that wasn't me. That's not.
Was it weed or anything else?
Crack.
Yeah.
I had a crackhead trick me out of my crack.
How they
because I was so nervous. I'm like, he's like, let me get 2. I'm like, he's like, you ain't supposed to be selling this, right? I was like, I didn't sell you nothing. I didn't sell you nothing.
You just gave it to
running. What you mean? He said, let me get 2. I gave him 2. He's supposed to pay me. And he goes, you're not supposed to be selling this, right? I was like, I ain't tell you nothing. And I ran.
Wow.
And then I came back. I was like, this motherfucker.
Wow, that guy's got to move.
But he seen the nervousness on me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You seen the nervous. When somebody see you nervous and you in that kind of atmosphere, this is an easy
You
victim.
just said you're not supposed to be buying this.
All right, calm.
Neither of us are supposed to be doing any of this right now.
Calm
By the
down,
way,
murdering child slapper dad.
How much? What when you say 2? What are they? Dime bags? 16ths?
I don't know. It was years ago. I don't know what I was.
So it was like really
he
brief.
just wanted 2.
It was
It was
quick
literally
career.
like 2 weeks. Literally like 2, maybe 3 weeks. I sold drugs.
Mm-hmm.
I had no whatever. It was just like
Didn't take off. Wasn't your thing.
No. It was something prior to that. Years ago, I just didn't want to. I said in my head, I don't never want to. I said, what I say? I would never want to sell drugs. That was like in my head. That was just a bad thing.
Yeah.
Even though I seen like other people idolize it, I was just like, that's just a bad thing. And then and that's the difference between like when I talk about like the black people doing things like the kids throwing the turkey off of the thing. They have so much, they have so much that they don't realize, and they're just looking for fun. They don't mean any harm when they do that, but they're young, so they don't know how detrimental the thing that they're doing is, right?
Yeah.
But when young people who are in poverty areas, whatever, they're selling drugs or doing things to earn money to live better or to survive. That's a different thing. Not to say it is right. It's not right, but the purpose behind the different makes a difference. Between the thing makes a difference. Not that it's right. Both of them are wrong, but the intentions.
Yeah.
One is just fun. We're so rich, we throwing turkeys out. We so poor, we selling drugs.
I think the turkey should be more higher punishment. They should have introduced a bill in the 90s about
in a
the
great
super turkey
in a great
throwers.
world, them little racist boys would take them turkeys and bring
Wait, when did they become racist?
You know how you raise your children.
They're
Come on.
racist.
Come on. You know how to
They're racist.
They're racist.
and it's sad because they don't mean to be that way. It's just they're taught that through their racism. It's taught. It's taught. So it's taught through even just they don't even have to say we hate this, we hate that.
Yeah.
It's just the way you separate yourself from other people. And when you probably see people on TV, the things you say, you don't even have to say no. She's like, see, it's those are dangerous. That's a dangerous area. Those are dangerous people. Those are little subliminal things you put in your child's head towards other races to create these behaviors towards them when they either in the street or at a job place. You planted all these seeds of
I always remember my grandfather's funeral. They were talking about he lived in Greenwich Village a long time. Someone was telling a eulogy, and like this is my older aunt, and she was like, Greenwich Village can be a little seedy. What's another word for seedy?
Yeah.
And then someone said
A little dicey.
someone said it's like sketchy. Then someone
Sketchy.
went,
Sketchy.
then
White people love to say
Sketchy.
sketchy.
and then someone
Yes.
said diverse, and she went diverse.
Oh,
That's the word.
After using
After the other
code words.
just like the opposite of how it's
Sketchy,
supposed to
dicey,
go.
diverse. Yeah. Oh.
It's the
sketchy.
And
worst.
it ain't like, it can be very diverse. It's very diverse over there. It's like, it's very diverse.
Yeah.
it's just,
I'll never
it's
forget.
innuendo
Yeah.
another way.
Oh, my
My
God.
sister was coming up to Harlem. I lived in Harlem for 8 years.
Uh-huh.
And I invited my sister. She was at college at NYU, and she's also white. And I got a call. I invited her up for dinner, and I got a call from her dad, and he was like, "Don't ever tell your sister to go to Harlem that late at night." And I was like, "We're going to the Whole Foods across from my building. There are little white girls everywhere in Harlem. I don't know what Harlem is in your mind,
Right.
or like what you think happens.
Listen,
but
I
it
don't
was
know what
so
1960 Harlem you're talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But that's that thing. You know what I'm saying? But it's that thing that they teach so it's sad because they keep like we're trying to rid ourselves of this disconnection that we have amongst each other while other people are instilling that shit.
You know what you're safe from in Harlem? Getting frozen turkeys thrown at your car. Not going to happen once
That ain't
on
gonna
Malcolm X
happen.
Boulevard. I promise.
You ain't gonna get food thrown at you. That's for sure. You ain't gonna get food thrown at you. May get some bullets thrown at you. You might get some, I don't know, anything else thrown at you, but it won't be food.
Listen, someone was shot out here once a couple weeks ago.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm on Lower East Side now. So you can
Oh,
these days
they
you
were
can get
shot over
shot
here?
anywhere.
They were shot over here?
Yeah, someone across
This
the
is
street.
LES right here.
Yeah.
Alphabet City, they
You
call
can get
it.
shot on the train.
Oh,
There's nowhere you can't get shot anymore.
Man,
in
bullets are
America.
everywhere, baby.
So then just take me to before you started comedy. You were doing different jobs after you left military. What are you doing?
Oh, the thing is, the military, I had got caught selling drugs.
You got caught.
Oh.
Yeah. So I had a court case. And I went to Indiana. I was just trying to do anything. So I went to Indiana to drive trucks to learn how to drive trucks because I always wanted to travel. But I didn't, it's like you want to do something, but you didn't know what you really, like, I didn't know I wanted to be a comedian, but I knew I wanted to, like, travel, see the world and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So the way I thought about it was trucks. I was like, oh, drive truck. That looks like fun. You're driving all over the country.
This is after you've been caught, though?
This is after I've been caught.
So you have, like, what, a court date coming up, and you're like, let me go learn trucks?
Yeah. I was like, there was like, I said, if I don't come to this court date, what happened? They was like, is there going to be a warrant for my arrest? I was like, yeah. But either way, the court thing, the truck thing didn't work out anyway because I couldn't drive trucks.
It's that hard.
Oh, I had basically learned early. I learned how to drive regular car, basically. And now I'm going to drive double clutch stick shift. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't even know how to drive regular stick.
Nightmare.
Wow.
Yeah. The only reason I did any little decent there is because some dude from Alabama, he was funny as shit too. He was like, you can't. I said, I don't know how to drive no goddamn sticks. He was like, I got a car. I'll show you. We could, so he helped me drive the stick. But still, it's still stick. And it's still new. It's brand new. I'm learning that. And then I get in the truck, it's double clutch stick. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Double clutch. Next 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's like 9 gears and shit.
Yeah.
So learn how, and then drive. First, you're barely used to driving.
Yeah.
Now you got the stick shift involved. Now you got double. I'm going too fast. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And I was like, and when they do the test, it's like the serpentine. You got to move the truck behind, in between cones backwards. Right, the truck got to move them
to get like a special license.
To get the license, CDL.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom. You got to do that shit, right? And then you got to it's called docking. You got to learn how to dock pull it up to a dock to dock the truck to people take shit out. What was the other one? That one. So those are the ones I really couldn't get done because when you turn when we drive a car, you go this way, it goes that way.
Yeah,
this way, it goes that. It's the opposite with a truck.
Okay.
So if you want to go this way, you go this backwards. You go this way, right? Boom. But if you go this way, the trailer goes that way.
Got it.
So now the brain is not ready for this adjust. So there's this new stick shift, double clutch, and the truck doing the opposite thing in Bizarro world.
Yeah.
So and then the serpentine, I couldn't even. This was like, and then he was like, hey.
You're just driving straight through the cones.
Yeah, I'm like, dook, 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 dook. So he was like, yeah, I'm gonna go and let you go. And I was like, no, I was like, I can do this. He's like, you know what? You have no idea what you're doing. You have no idea. I was like, come on, please, I can't go home. He was like, I'm sorry. If you knew a little something, I could probably, but you have no idea what you do.
Oh man.
So I had to get back on that Greyhound.
The selling drugs didn't take them. The driving.
The trucks didn't take the drugs.
Man.
And then the military, I called the military. I was like, well, I'm in court right now. So everything was a whirlwind.
How'd you get out of this court? Did you just?
Oh, I getting probation.
Okay.
I got probation. A little bit after that, I started comedy.
Sure.
I was in like 5
You
years
started
probation.
in here in New York. You started doing it here.
And funny thing, a few years in, I was going to Amsterdam. I'm going to Amsterdam. I wasn't supposed to be even leaving the city. So I'm on probation. Because in Amsterdam.
What? Are you out of your mind?
What do you mean?
Like you were going to go back and go to jail. Were you worried? Were you nervous? I'd be scared. If you were my friend and you said I'm going to Amsterdam, I'd say, what the fuck are you doing, Kareem?
I'm doing me, baby.
Was there any part of you that forgot you were on probation?
No.
Like, okay.
No, he knew he was not doing what he was supposed to do.
No, fuck that. Look, I can go to Amsterdam or I can stay. I'm going to Amsterdam.
Yeah.
I I am what you call Leonardo DiCaprio. Catch me if you can, motherfucker. Catch me if you can. You know what I'm saying? If you didn't catch me, I ain't do it.
Yeah.
So either way, but probation, it wasn't like you thinking parole. Y'all probably thinking parole.
Okay.
Yeah, let me school you naivetes.
Yeah.
Parole, I've never been that far in jail.
Got it.
Like probation is like you go and they be like, okay, this is wrong, so we're gonna give you this much time probation. Probation means like you just gotta check in every month. That's all. Parole is like where you live.
You got an officer that comes and visits you.
And you got to go see them. They check your piss, all kind of shit. Like where I was at, they didn't really check your piss. They didn't really, you just.
Well, that's why I was thinking you could kind of be like, well, I check in with them once a month. They're not going to know if I go to Amsterdam.
They didn't know.
Yeah.
I was a little nervous. I was like, I don't know if my passport going to like flag.
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking of that shit, but no. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? I just do what I do.
What did you do for work like when you were like in the early days of comedy?
Before I did a little bit of, what was the first thing? Amalgamated Press. I used to print cards. I worked in the press room of a life insurance company.
Okay.
So like we printed letterheads and whatever, then we delivered them, and that was cool. But that's when I early started comedy. And while I was doing that though, I was going to TCI too. I was about to be something with computers, and I was doing all right. I had a B. But once I started comedy, nothing survived.
Yeah.
Nothing. So this was the biggest addiction. As soon as I got into comedy, I was like, oh, it just, it just takes over you. It's just like, this is it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you felt it. You feel it. You'd be like, yes.
Yeah.
But even though I was doing it, I wasn't even doing it, at the level that we're doing it at now, like when you start.
Sure.
So it was rough, but it was just still it's just certain things in life you'd be like, I know I can do this.
Yeah.
Like other thing, I'm good at, I was pretty decent at sports. I was, I wasn't no dummy when it came to school. I just didn't really care for it. But I like learning. I just don't like school. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm sorry, what was I talking about?
You're talking about.
I need my Adderall.
Yeah, right. We need that Adderall back. No, you're talking about comedy and leaving behind the computer programming.
Oh yeah. I just started flunking in that and coming to work late.
Sure.
But before that too, I was doing what was I doing? I was doing this other thing. I did telemarketing.
Yeah.
I did messengering, but the messenger not messenger like bike messenger, but on foot. You take a package, you take it somewhere.
Yeah.
That's what I used to do a bit. But I quit on the job. Like I was just like
package. You got it. Nice
literally. But they gave me a package. They was like, okay, I was supposed to take it back to the office, and I guess somebody else was gonna take it. But I took it straight to the other place, and it was like, no, you were supposed to bring it back to the office. It was raining that day. I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
I just left. I think it was like my third day anyway too.
So now you're doing stand up full time, and you're he's acting. He's in a Flatbush misdemeanor.
Oh yeah.
A TV show, 2 seasons. Second season. Well, I don't know.
And you're married to Maria Bamford
on the show. Yeah,
on the show.
Yeah. That's my wife on the show. She's talented.
And you told me that was a lie. Someone said that you didn't know who Maria Bamford was when you did that originally.
Somebody said that. I forgot. Was it you who said that?
Someone told me.
Oh no, that person is stupid.
And you said you're about to cross the line, and I'm going to hit you, Gianmarco. And I said, Kareem, please, can I just do a timeout instead? I'll just sit in this corner right now.
I'm about to drop a turkey on your head, a frozen turkey.
Have you done a show with Maria Bamford yet, though?
A show? No.
You guys should it'd be a totally different.
Oh, it's different vibes. Yeah.
It'd be so much fun.
Oh yeah, I think we're just different. I don't even know what type of comic I am. I'm just your book's on the phone. I don't know what type of comic I am, but to me, she does great impressions, and it's like quirky and unique. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
I think I'm just like a I don't know what you call it. I don't know. I start with the truth and add some embellishment. I do comedy.
Yeah.
I do comedy. Embellish truth.
Yeah. Well, let's go on to our next segment.
This has got to stop.
Woo!
Do you have a thing that's got to stop in the world? Something that's bothering you? Personal, professional, life, small? Lay it on us.
Other
than white people not hitting their kids.
I don't know what you call it, but it's this thing called I don't know what you call it, but it's a thing now where everybody, once there's a new word out, that's what you are. Oh, you're toxic. You know, say you don't like, you're toxic. Oh, you're mansplaining. Stop gaslighting me.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, there's new buzzwords that then everyone is like.
I had something where someone said to me,
sociopath.
Sociopath.
That was a
narcissist for a while.
Narcissist.
Everyone is a narcissist.
Everyone.
Yeah.
You go to TikTok. Everyone's. This is how you know you're dealing with a narcissist.
A gaslighter, a narcissist.
gaslighter.
But gaslighting, people don't even know. Gaslighting is a period of time. If I lie to you, that's not gaslighting. It's a lie. But a gaslighting is like a long. Gaslighting is like a long creating a false movie in your head. You know what I'm saying? Like a whole.
Yeah, but people will be like, you said you're in front of me at Starbucks. You're gaslighting me. You're like, you're like, no. I just like, I'm trying to steal your spot. Like it's a lie, a quick lie.
I think mansplain is one of because someone did that to me recently. I put up something. It was like, if you would like to get an abortion, here's what you would do. And they were like, oh, you're mansplaining people to kill babies. And I was like, all these things all at once.
Yeah.
And it was strange because normally I feel like mansplain. It feels like it's more like a liberal
thing, but it's funny to a
but then once in a
pro-lifers,
while,
like,
the sides will borrow each other's techniques and be like, yeah.
It's called full blown idiocy. It's just fucking idiots. It's just idiots. I mean, because they get new words and they just want to use them on you to seem smart, to seem like in the know.
Yep.
To seem woke.
Yeah.
And it's just pathetic.
But then, like, woke is used by every which side. Like,
but it's like you're not
for
even
good,
thinking.
bad. It's always interesting. You know what? When I think about recently, it's not necessarily the same thing, but you know how people refer to the big lie? That's what they call the election lie now.
Yes.
Whenever there's like a politician who still says the election was stolen, like the big lie became the term that everyone uses. News stations, newspapers. I remember way back when Trump was president, there was a big debate
Hold on. Real quick, the big
Kareem's
lie.
gonna be like, it was stolen.
Hold on, the big.
You mean the big truth? Is that the one you're talking about?
The big lie. I'm just clear. The big lie is that the lie is that it wasn't stolen or it was stolen.
The big lie is that it was stolen.
Okay,
that it
cool.
wasn't a
lie.
fair election.
Yes.
All right, cool.
And that's like the term that everyone uses now. But I remember the beginning of the Trump presidency, all these newspapers were super cautious. They wouldn't say Trump lied today. They would say like Trump spoke a statement that doesn't necessarily reflect the facts. It took so long for these publications, these slugs, these sloths to be like, yeah, he's just lying.
It's a mistruth.
Yeah.
It's a mistruth. It's a false characterization.
Yeah.
It's a lie.
Yes, it's a lie.
And that's the funny way how people learn to dance around being honest.
Yeah.
I've said it before, but this has got to stop in terms of language. This bothers me so much. Something came out today where Trump, he wanted to go to the Capitol on January 6th, and the Secret Service was like, absolutely not. It's chaos over there.
Right.
And Trump grabbed the wheel, and this is how they testify. And he said, I'm the mother effing president. And I'm like, it's motherfucking. Just say fucking.
Yeah.
That's what the president said. You're testifying the thing that happened.
Just
Everyone
say
in this
it.
room is adults. They're all going home and go, fuck, that was crazy.
Yeah.
So just fucking say it. What are we doing?
Yeah.
It's
What
just
are
like
we
we're
doing?
adults talking to adults like they're children.
Yeah. And that's why you have politicians who come along and they go, God damn it. And everyone goes like, wow.
Also, it's
we're
weird
man
because
of the people.
Also, it's weird because you're on oath in theory in the thing.
You're on oath.
So that's not what he said. Just say what
we
he said.
throw this woman in jail.
Yeah.
You said effing. He did not say effing.
Yeah. So it's
Away you
perjury,
go.
technically.
I hate.
It probably started when Clinton smoked weed but didn't inhale. That's when that shit started.
He was like, I didn't inhale, but I was like, mother effer, this is some dank ass
Yeah,
shit.
I sniffed coke, but I didn't inhale.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's
It's just like
crazy.
it's just, you know what I'm saying? It's like to tell someone something like that to their face. It's just like how that's a level of disrespect that you have for a person to think that you can talk to them in that fashion and think they're supposed to believe it. But then again, people do believe it.
Yeah.
They're a bunch of woke sociopaths. They've been gaslighting us for so long. And our final segment.
You better count your blessings.
Here we go to some nice blessings.
Amen.
Something
Amen.
sweet, something kind.
Amen. Won't he do it?
Are you a church guy?
No.
I saw your merch. Your merch is very inspirational. You do like that.
Inspiration has nothing to do with church, but continue.
Yeah.
Oh, you're anti-church.
I'm not.
Yeah, but inspiration.
I'll go to church.
Different.
I'm just not religious. That's what I like.
Sure.
I'm not religious. I'll go to church. I'll go to a mosque. I'll go places where people are gathering for the good. You know. But I just don't. I'm not a part of the group or nothing like that. Like put it this way. I know Crips, but I ain't in no gang. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I know Bloods. I ain't in no gang. We cool. You know.
That's the metaphor that cleared it up for me and Russell was Crips and Bloods. We didn't understand it until you brought that. What's your blessing, Russell? You got something?
Yes. The plant, the aloe vera plant. We have a bunch on our roof and I've been using them on my back. And then I've also been, my friend, when I was away, had some gummies. So I've been like microdosing the gummies and it has helped with the
mushroom or is that
microdosing weed gummies. Just like very.
I've never heard of microdosing weed. I heard that
Well,
from mushrooms.
maybe I'm using the term wrong. I'm doing a smaller.
You're doing edibles, bro.
I'm doing a smaller edible than you would normally do.
How many milligrams was on?
I don't know.
You would chew, but you wouldn't swallow.
Instead of like eating half of it, I'm eating like a quarter of it, and it's been like helpful in terms of pain of this last 2
Good.
days.
I want you to do more weed.
Why don't you just do Advil?
I did it at first, and then I was like, it just felt like I don't want to have like 16 Advils a day. Do you know what I mean? I was like, I'll just do this thing because I only had to do it twice, and I was like, oh, I feel good and relaxed, and
it's
fun.
Know,
yeah, it's a little more fun, a little more relaxing.
Good. I like this. I like you becoming a stoner soon.
Yeah.
So this portion is what are we
thankful for?
Something specific. Like for me, I'll do my friend Lindsay Elizabeth Hand helped me figure out all the things I did for my girlfriend's birthday. Figured out restaurants, what hotel to stay at. We did a hotel.
What one?
The Standard.
Could have told you that.
Oh, I was just in there.
Were you?
Just the other day, literally. It looks over that park too. It looks over that little park on the
we
water.
Had a beautiful view.
You had a view of the park. The park that's on over the
got
water.
A nice tub.
Dope.
I paid extra for like.
And it's a glass. You can see through the bathroom. It's a see-through bathroom.
Yeah.
Oh, did you
and
have
you
that?
can
We could see each other's shit and everything. It
you
was
could
wild.
see out like when you're like
No, not the tub.
We had a big tub. I
Yeah.
paid extra to have like a bottle of champagne, and by the
Yep,
time we got
me
back for
too.
dinner, we were so drunk and blazed. We had like a sip of the champagne.
Yeah.
And the toe was worried she was going to fall asleep in the tub, and we said, "Okay, we're in our 30s now."
That was nice.
Now we go to bed.
That's nice.
There's a lot of like romantic nights now where it's like we eat a huge meal, and then we're like, "We're just going to go to bed."
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
there's no love making now.
You
After
do
a
it
big
before.
meal.
Go do before.
That's
and
the
then
thing.
go
That's the
out.
thing I'm learning more. I'm like, oh, love making goes first, then you go.
Yeah.
Then you go what?
Then you go out. I'm saying it used to be go out, come
Yeah.
back. These days, by the
Then
time
you
we get
tired,
back,
yo.
we come in and we're like,
Do it
oh my
first. Do
God.
it first.
Love making first.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get that off your chest. Get that monkey off your back. You know what I'm saying? Because you be like,
Babe, can you help me? I got this monkey on my back right now.
monkey on my back. I like to do that. Like, say if I see a girl, I immediately want to hit. Let's hit, and then we can go.
Kareem, he just said, when I see a girl, I just immediately want to hit. Yeah,
no,
feel you.
I mean a girl that I
feel you.
know,
Same as
a
our
girl that I
long-term-
know.
Oh, sure,
you know what I'm
sure.
saying? That we've been fucking already. You know what I'm
Sure.
saying?
Got it,
So
got it,
like,
got
it.
like, say if it's a girl out of town, my girls be out of town. You out of town. As soon as you get there, all right, let's fuck. You know what I'm saying? You fuck.
Sure.
And now we can enjoy our time together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because until then, I'm like, when is we fucking? You know what I'm saying? The whole time, you want to go?
Let's address the elephant in
Let's
the
go
room.
Let's go to the movies. Let's
Yeah.
let's go to walk. Let's go to the house. Fuck, and then we can do all that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now I'm not just trying to think about fucking you all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now I can really listen to your words.
Yeah.
Baby, I'm not hearing what you're saying right now. We got to get this monkey off my back first. You got a blessing to see us out?
Oh, who? I would say I am grateful. I am grateful for, what is it? Oh, the biggest, really, it's serious. Oh, people are like, don't say your health, but I'm really grateful for my health because even though my ankle got broke, I was still able to do shows. I was still able to kind of function. You know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't like just down, you know?
Yeah.
So, and I'm grateful for that. You know what I'm saying?
You have a bit? Do you address it on stage? Do you say?
A little bit, but you know, the story I told you, it's not really that interesting. So, but I've learned, but that's the joke is really about if your story ain't good, no one cares. You know what I'm saying? Or if they don't want to hear it, like if even if you find out somebody died, Like if I tell you somebody died and you be like, what happened? How did they die? And then I'll be like, oh, I don't know. You like, you fade off. It's not interesting until you find out how they died so you can tell your story.
Sure.
Because really knowing someone's story, you want to hear the story so you can connect it to your story and tell your story.
Yes.
Because every time I told somebody my foot was broke, I broke my ankle. Oh, I broke my ankle in 87.
Yeah.
Oh, my ankle, I broke this. Everybody broke something, when I tell them my ankle broke.
Yeah.
But they only want to know so they can tell me.
Sure.
Yeah.
So it really was about them.
Someone died last night that Tova and I both knew, and as we were going to bed, Tova's like finds some article about them dying and goes like, "Oh yeah, it looks like they just died in their sleep."
I know.
Oh.
Good night, baby.
Listen.
And I was like, "What the?
I knew
fuck?
exactly what you're talking
just
about.
Leave it.
Like,
just
you're like-
leave it to yourself." Tell me in the morning.
I know.
And it was one of those things where like, you're saddled with that information. You did not have to put it on me.
I know, but weren't you curious? Because that drives me nuts when I don't know how someone died.
I know.
It drives me nuts. It should be in every. It's like a dark thing because I know the family doesn't want to have to do it. But in any time they're saying so and so died, you should just at the bottom it should just said cause of death.
Did they?
Boom.
Did they have health
No, say
problems
that
leading up
first.
to it?
Or just be like, we found him dead. Like even that is like that. Like I do feel like everyone
wants to know why.
wants to know why and how.
Yeah.
And
Because
there's no good answer. It's not going to be like
Yeah, but sometimes they haven't done the autopsy yet. I mean,
No,
you
but
know?
I know. But even being like, we just found him dead is like something to offer.
you want to
people.
know what was he doing? What happened?
You know.
Like one of the wildest deaths was the one that
What was
karate
his
guy.
diet? What
the
was his
karate guy?
exercise routine? Which karate guy?
You know the karate guy? I forgot his name. White karate guy. He used to do the karate.
They narrowed it down.
Yeah, there's only like one white
Who's
karate
dead?
guy who did mad long. Yeah, he killed himself. He hung himself like when he was jerking off. It's asphyxiation or some shit. You know what I'm talking about?
The
I
guy
think his
from
name is
Kill Bill,
David or something.
Kill Bill, David Carradine,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
David
Oh.
Carradine. Yeah, he
Yeah.
like was jerking off and hung himself like asphyxiation. I think it was.
Yes,
Yeah.
autoerotic
Yeah,
fixation.
yeah. That's ill. That's
Yeah, and we found
That's
out. We got to know
Like,
why.
and that's comforting. You're like, oh, good.
But I feel like
I don't find myself in that position, so yes, I
Sure.
checked off a list of like.
Do you ever want to try though?
Can't t-
What?
No,
Just a friend.
no.
what to choke yourself and die.
Yeah. It must be good.
You mean to
No,
jerk
not
off?
die. No, not die.
I know, but the whatever that rush
yeah,
is.
yeah, yeah.
I don't
it
think
must
so.
be. It must be
No.
really good.
You know what it is?
No,
I'm not
because
into
you could
pain.
try heroin if you wanted to,
I'm not into
to do
pain.
like
And also, if when you're on top of a girl, sometimes if your nose get covered, that shit is not. Is that me? Am I the only one? Because I'll be on top, and you be like, you doing your thing, and then your nose, you're like,
wait, where is your nose? You're on top.
I'm on top, but you're on top, but your head is on the side, as you know. What I'm
Okay,
saying?
yeah.
But the pillow can get on your face,
I see.
and now you're like, because you can't really. You need your wind so you can fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and then but you keep it the pillow hold. That's not comfortable. So
Yeah.
I don't feel like that would be fun.
Yeah.
Basically, the choking of the.
yeah, I think they're very different things.
Huh?
I've only had sex on my back, so I have no idea
Really?
what
Really?
this is.
You
Oh my God.
lazy corporate fuck.
Lazy corporate fuck. All right. Well.
Wait a minute. Let me. Go ahead.
No. What were we gonna say?
No. I'm sorry.
So if we need to see if there's anything we need to plug, this is coming out on July 26th. So it's a couple weeks.
What?
This episode. So I'm saying if there's anything
What
you want to
episode?
plug.
Oh, this episode.
What the fuck? Thought we were just doing this for shits and
We were
giggles.
just talking.
I thought you.
It would be funny, like a future world where like guys don't know how to talk with each other until they have a
They
mic
just
in
have
front
to
of
have
them.
a podcast. Yeah.
So the one thing I will preemptively plug is the Downside. We're doing a live podcast. It's the Downside. We sold four tickets so far, but it's far away, so it's okay.
It's far away. It's in
Live.
August.
It's the Downside at Sesh Comedy Club. It's on the Lower East Side. Tickets are $5, or if you write me or Russell, we'll give them to you for free.
Yes.
Usama Siddiqui is our guest. It's from 6 to 7:30 on August 14th. Anything
Yes.
else you want to plug?
Uncle Function live in LA, September 21st at Dynasty Typewriter.
Perfect. And anything you want to plug?
Find me on Facebook at Kareem Green 21. That's my fan page. That's where I be at and I talk to people. And I'm on Instagram too, but Facebook is where I really talk to people. Also, on my YouTube. But the main thing is watch Flatbush Misdemeanors.
Yes.
Yeah.
Season 2 is streaming on Showtime, Hulu, Amazon Prime. One of the most fun things I've done in my career, and exciting and I don't know. That's it.
Yeah.
And Dan Perlman's
I
in
know,
it. Dan Perlman, who we're gonna have one day. We're talking to him.
Kevin Iso.
Kevin Iso.
Hassan Johnson. He's a Christian Dawson, but Hassan Johnson is like one of those underground legends of actors. He was in The Wire.
Ooh.
Yeah, he was in The Wire and Belly, a bunch of other,
Fuck yeah.
urban dope
Mike
shows.
Racine is in one scene. I saw.
Oh, yeah, Mike
Yamanika,
Racine.
I think is it. I mean, there's a lot of comics are in it. And I forgot that I quoted a comic up top. That was Ishmael Lufti, who was a fantastic comedian. That was the joke I told earlier. And just know whether you. Did you have something you want to say before we?
I need you to get some better lighting in here for me because I'm dark skinned.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
I can see it right now.
I'm working on it.
It's a blotch. It's a blotch on your camera. We had a blotch in here today. Give it up for blotch green. But yeah. Get some little light because this is the shadows. But no disrespect, this is a nice spot. I like it. It's dope.
Thank you. I'm gonna.
Oh yeah, life becomes great when you become grateful. That's the shirt she was talking about. That's my merch.
Yeah. Now you can see why I see that feels biblical.
Life becomes great when you become grateful. What you feel and what it is not my responsibility.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? but that's what the world is now. They're making you responsible for their feelings.
Yes. Well, all right, life becomes great when you become grateful. But
By Kareem Green.
By Kareem Green. That's Kareem Green original.
Yeah.
And my
shirts.
merch, if I ever make merch, it will say life
Crunchy
is
and
great
loose.
because it ends.
This is what you would say if you make merch.
Moist or crunchy, moist or
Moist or crunchy.
This is the downside.
This is what he shows his parents.